Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Peak. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Sorry for the late start, but was just getting some things in order in the background. Bye. Yeah, I know some of these tunes going and get that program blocked. Especially on the Facebook, it's going to get the program blocked. It's a beautiful Monday night on the Spice Island. A bit warm on the inside for me, but nice and cool on the outside. We say a special good evening to all our listeners listening locally, regionally, and internationally. Yes, indeed. My good listeners out there in St. Vincent, hope that you all are having a wonderful night. Yes, wifey over there in Union Island, good night to you, my dear. Yes. How's he okay? And my good friends there on mainland St. Vincent, hope you all are having a wonderful time. Our good friends out there in St. Lucia, yeah, my good listeners down there in Choiseul, in Laborie, in View 4, in Dennery, good night to all of you. Yeah, my good friends up there, and you see the people up in Grosselet could be especially vexed with me if I don't say Grosselet. Grosselet, good night to you, Grosselet. I hope everybody is going all well and okay, my Babino people. All of you out there, whichever part of St. Lucia you are, and Soufrière and Ancelary go upset now. So, okay, Soufrière and Ancelary, good night to all of you. Watch, all of St. Lucia, good night to you. Hope that you all have been having a fabulous weekend into a fabulous start to the week thus far. And indeed, yeah. And folks, you know, before we get deeply into it tonight, because we have a set of things to talk about tonight, and when we start talking about them things, I don't want to get tired. Hey, good night to you, Pastor Celestine out there in Canada. Hope the temperature isn't too low for you all out there. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Watts, good night to you. Hope you're having a wonderful one, Nurse Wendy. Hey, Isidore, good night to you, Isidore. There's a particular person don't like me to call that particular name. Yeah, Izzy. What's up, Izzy? Yeah, and oh God, I will get it. I will really get it. Irvin, yeah, good night to you, bro, and welcome home. Yeah, welcome home to you. And to all the listeners, Kiami, good night to you. Yes, I got your message. I will be passing by you sometime tomorrow. I'll be making a little pass by you. as I get the opportunity to do so. And let me say, at the beginning now, let me say it, and I'll say it a little later down again. Condolences to, number one, to my relatives out there in Carriacou on the passing of Auntie Sylvie, Gemlin, Millie, Bossy, Maitland, Felix, everybody. Yeah, Margaret, my condolences on Talking Points going out to all of you. Ira, Haley Ira Star, yes, my condolences go out to all of you. And also to the families who lost their loved ones in the well, we don't even know what circumstances, so we can't say what circumstances. We know that early on Saturday morning, I believe it was, there was a body found in Tempe that was found, but I don't have the details. I know that a body was found in Tempe. I don't want to say where it was found and next thing are wrong or how it was found, but a body was found. I believe the police are investigating that one. And then I've heard today of another body. I'm not sure if it was found today or late yesterday, but I believe it's this morning. Another body was found in Carriacou. And well, the thing is, we send our condolences to the families of those individuals. And we leave the rest up to the Royal Grenada Police Force. We're still waiting to hear on other cases. We want to hear what happened with Senator Nealon Franklin. We still ain't getting any feedback on what went on with John T. before him. And then, we recently, again, we have that situation in Lansepine of the young man that was found deceased in the apartment. And there are conflicting reports. The autopsy was saying one thing when the police had come to another conclusion. So there's all sorts of things in relation to that. I know he'll be put to rest soon. But again, the family is looking for closure in relation to that. Again, on top of that, and folks, those of you who may not be Grenadians, do not be afraid or think this is something that, all kind of madness going on in Grenada. Yeah, Grenada is still safer than where you are right now. I could guarantee you, no matter who you are, no matter where you're listening, that Grenada is still more safe than where you are right now. And I know that we have a Royal Grenada Police Force that has an excellent rate of solving crime. Murder, whatever it is, they have an excellent rate for solving those things. So we do hope that they maintain that rate. Yeah, because I ain't like what was here in relation to Lansepine thing. That ain't something like all you. Yeah? And in relation to our brother Nealon, we dying all you. Yeah? I don't know if there's some interference taking place. I don't know what it is, but that is not all you. Yeah, we know all you does operate at a certain level, and that is not the level. Yeah, saying it plain. Respect you all, but that is not the level. So we hope and pray that the families find comfort in this time, who have lost their loved ones recently. And we also look at what has been happening regionally and internationally over the weekend. We had that summit, Shield of the Americas summit that took place in the United States in Florida. Very interesting. Saw two CARICOM leaders there, the leader, the head of government of Trinidad and the president of Guyana. Both of them were at that function. And it will be interesting to see what some of the outcomes are from that particular initiative and how that will affect Grenada, in the future. Because remember, one of those two individuals grabbed the opportunity that Grenada had to install the radar system. I think they're getting about millions a week in relation to that. Still don't say that we should have taken it, but the statements that were made the morning of the Venezuela operation, that certain regional leaders were playing games with the United States and it will not be tolerated, has to be taken into context, because that's exactly what was taking place here. You had people that were playing games with the United States, and that's not necessarily, if you're not doing it, say you're not doing it. If you're doing it, say you're doing it. But this kind of ambiguity, that don't work. That ain't gonna work in the present climate, And folks, let me just go over these with you before. Papa, what are you doing me here? Don't do me that. No, not now. Yeah. let me just go over these with you before we go further into the program tonight, because we have, as I said, we have quite a lot of things to speak about tonight.
At 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
P&G Enterprise invites you to a fun-filled Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey's Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, starting time 12 noon. Kids will love the exciting egg hunt, games, musical chairs, face painting, and sweet treats. Plus, a chance to find golden eggs with cash prizes inside. The egg hunt is just $10, so bring the entire family out for an afternoon of kids fun, laughter, and Easter excitement. For more information, call 473-406-1322 or 473-449-0369. It's the Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, 12 noon. Be there.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
For more information,
Yes, indeed, folks. So, yeah, just had to let you all know about that. And we've got one or two other bits and pieces of information I need to let you know about. I don't want to do it later and forget it. I want to be able to do it again a bit later on. So let me let you all know about them now. All right, the first one up. Yes, indeed. And we have the official candidate launch. Yes, as I say, number 15 to take down number 10. All right, the official candidate launch for St. Andrew Northwest, that is going to be taking place tomorrow, starting at 6:30 p.m. at the Paraclete Government School. And that is, remember, that's taking place tomorrow, Tuesday, the 10th of March. And the official candidate on behalf of the new National Party in the St. Andrew Northwest constituency, that will be revealed tomorrow at the Paraclete Government School starting at 6:30 p.m. So folks, head on out there and show your support. Yeah. Number 15 to take down number 10. You understand how the thing does go? All right. And folks, don't forget this Wednesday. Yes, this Wednesday, We have the NNP Connect. It's going to be taking place at the Boca Secondary School starting at 6:30 p.m. All of these events will be broadcasted, folks. So those of you that can't make it, I prefer those of you that can make it, please make it in person. Yeah? Please make it in person. Those of you that can make it in person. Those of you that cannot, like those of you out there in the diaspora, or the diaspora, some people say diaspora, the diaspora. Those of you that are out there, use the opportunity to view it online, right? So NNP Connect, this will be taking place at the Boca Secondary School out there in St. George Northeast. That is going to be this Wednesday, and it starts from 6:30 p.m. and up to bat. You're going to be having Mr. Nimrod Oliver, the new National Party caretaker for the St. George Northeast constituency. I hope I didn't say Northwest, no, Northeast constituency. Chairman of the new National Party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, former Prime Minister, former political leader of the new National Party and present chairman and a member of Parliament for St. George Northwest. Senator the Honorable Dwight Hosford, the new National Party candidate out there in St. George Southeast. He will be up to bat as well. And also a man who we know could go in the crease and handle the ball and them that sent at him. Yeah, he could handle the bat well. Yeah, that is Dr. Adrian Joseph, the new National Party caretaker for St. George Northwest. He will be speaking as well at that meeting. And of course, the lady herself, the political leader of the new National Party, her name is Love. That's the Honorable Emlyn Pear, Member of Parliament for St. Andrews South, is soon to be returned, and political leader of the new National Party, soon to become Prime Minister. Let it call the election, they go find out what God they serving. So yes, indeed, NNP Connect, that's Boca Secondary School, this Wednesday starting at 6:30 p.m. Looking out to see you all there. Yeah, and let me just get another one there for you. Yeah, this one is important. Listen, you all, especially those of you in St. David, but others from other area, if you could reach farmers, contact each other and only make that. You see this meeting, right? Yeah, it don't matter if it's for St. David farmers, but if you're from St. Andrew and you want to fall in or tongue, fall in too. St. David farmers meeting, Oasis Pet and Garden, that is in Wester Hall, St. David. You know where Oasis Pet and Garden is? Don't worry, go send a little message and let you know the exact thing. Or we could try and get Sister Nolene on before it happens, because this is taking place this Friday, starting from 10 a.m. All right? They're going to be speaking about hydroponics, fertilization, chemicals, and PPE consultation with a question and answer session. And they ask that you bring your questions and your feedback. And so, yes, so if you have ideas as to where farming in St. David should be going, if you have ideas on things like water supply and how to improve the water supply for farmers, different ideas that you may have, you can come out to that activity at Oasis Pet and Garden. That is in Wester Hall, St. David, this Friday starting at 10 a.m. with the lovely, yeah, that's everybody, darling, Sister Nolene Thompson. All right, so that's going to be taking place this Friday out there in Wester Hall, St. David at Oasis Pet and Garden. Nice. So that's not the end of it, you know. No, we have activities, man. Right? Senator the Honorable Nolan Cox, in collaboration with TAS Recruiting and Manning Agency and Bethel and Associates Maritime Services and Training Institute, presents a cruise ship job fair and scholarship program. That's going to be taking place in Carriacou at Tropics on the 13th of March, this Friday, from 12 midday, 12 noon to 7 p.m. All right, and then he's not leaving out Petit Martinique. Petit Martinique, he's coming over to you all. You all do have to come over to Carriacou for that one. So they're coming over to Petit Martinique at the Petit Martinique RC School from 1 p.m. till 6 p.m. on Saturday. All right. So on Friday, he's at Tropics. That's from midday till 7 p.m. So if you're in Carriacou, you're a young person, maybe even middle-aged, you're interested in a cruise ship job, or you're interested in a scholarship and so on, you can go on out there. Senator the Honorable Nolan Cox, together with TAS Recruiting and Manning Agency and Bethel and Associates Maritime Services and Training Institute, they are having that cruise ship job fair and scholarship program. So Carriacou, your day is Friday between midday and 7 p.m. And Petit Martinique, those of you that are interested in Petit Martinique, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, it will be taking place. So go on out there and take part in those activities. Yeah. You have to go on out and take part in those activities. Lovely. Nice. I wonder, boy, I have to put on all ear. Yeah, you have to get a little thing there. Yes. I just have to make sure that I get the tea. You understand? That's why I ain't losing the voice these days in a straight ginger tea and all the thing go. Yes, indeed, folks. So, yeah. Folks, a little while ago, someone sent me something. And before I even go on to the other issues, I think I want to touch that one. Yeah, before I even go on to the other issues, let me see if I could find it back. I had it up, and for some reason, I don't know what reason, I moved it. I should not move it. Yeah, I should have it up on the screen. Yeah, and okay, where is it? Where did you disappear to? Yeah, nice. Here you are. Yeah. So, folks, I saw a story, a breaking story out of the US, and I want to know if it involves. Yeah. This particular story here, where they're speaking about Mount Sinai and their links with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know if it's the same group of people that involved in Grenada's healthcare system now, where we move in the Cubans and so on, which is why the Prime Minister was trying to avoid the question on if Mount Sinai can work along with Cubans in the health. No, they can't. That's why you've been seeing what the US government has been saying. They're a US-based company. You and I know for a fact, we ain't guessing, that due to US law, the same Mount Sinai that they now have linked with Jeffrey Epstein, we want to know if the doctors that they're linking with Epstein, they happen to be the same people that involved in Grenada's healthcare system right now. Because we know that this government has, well, there's all kind of madness. So we know that they have signed contracts with Mount Sinai to have them running our healthcare system. They actually have ads out showing, oh, Mount Sinai doing this and Mount Sinai doing that within the, I hope I'm paying for them, I don't know. I hope them people gain all of that free. Because I hope the government of Grenada, really and truly, I hope the government of Grenada, the ministry, I hope we, the Grenadian taxpayer, are not paying money to promote Mount Sinai. I've seen the ads. And it's the first time I'm asking the question about it, but I've been noting it and when it playing and where it playing. So I'm hoping that it is not us, the Grenadian taxpayers, that are paying for the advertising, the thousands of dollars a month that are being spent. And I guarantee you all, it's not hundreds, it's thousands of dollars a month being paid to advertise Mount Sinai and the work that they're doing in the Grenadian healthcare system. And I'm asking if Mount Sinai want to spend their money to advertise the work that they are doing in the Grenadian healthcare system, me ain't care. Honestly, I ain't care. If Mount Sinai want to spend their own money to go on those television networks and so on and advertise what they're doing in Grenada, no problem. It's their business. But you see, if it's me money, us, our money, no, not us as in US, but we as in Grenadians, if it's our money being paid to advertise the work of Mount Sinai in the Grenadian healthcare system, then you're cooking us in we own oil. To try and prove to us that you're doing such a good job with people who have now popped up. And there's the second connection we've seen, because remember the Prime Minister went recently. Where did he go? Was it Dubai? Yeah, I think he went Dubai before the bombs and things started to fall over there. But he went out recently to speak in one of those conferences, and one of the key speakers at the conference was one of the people that very prominent in the Epstein files. And I mean he just went to the conference and the person speaking, and he was actually speaking in the same conference with that individual that is very prominent in the Epstein files. And we ask ourselves the question, if this person is one of the people that have been approached to provide financing for the NDC political campaign for the next general election. We ask ourselves this question. was that particular Epstein file individual who the Prime Minister was in the forum with, is that Epstein fella the same guy who is going to be providing financial assistance to the National Democratic Congress for the election campaign? Because we hear all out in Dubai as was, all it was in Dubai as lately all it can't really we understand all it kind of can't go and thing. We understand that, but we hearing that and we want to know now, because it seems as though more and more they're having links to this Epstein thing. We want to know if the doctors presently involved in this article out here by Epstein, by TMZ, if that individual or individuals connected to this whole case are the same people, because remember, this is a case of people that were involved in child prostitution and rape and people smuggling and all kind of thing. And now they're saying one of the key people, one of the leading doctors in Mount Sinai. So you want to know if that leading doctor is one of the people that have been leading here in Grenada too, where we want to know. We have a right to know and we want to know, because we money assigned to spend for them for how much years. We need to know if it's the same people that involved in this thing. Yeah? We want to know. Because the same Mount Sinai, we sure on that. So we want to know if it's the same people that involved in this Epstein, because we don't want Grenada name calling in this thing. We don't want we name in it. We don't want our name in that. So we want to know if that is the case. What do you all intend to do? What is the move? Eh? Where's the move will be taking place if all you find? Next thing you know is the same person that signed document and thing with Grenada, and the next thing you find out that's the same person involved in that thing. So you want to know. Yeah? And you just watch. Because we are carrying people go to, don't go in Dubai now. Eh? We know all you like to go. Don't go in Dubai now. It's not a place to go. Right? People trying to get out. Don't try and go right now. Yeah? And also, as we ask that, what is the status of Grenadian passport holders in Dubai? Their safety, and is the government of Grenada doing anything to accommodate these persons leaving Dubai? And I'm not just speaking here of the diplomatic staff that are highly priced and overpaying to have them over there with some. I mean, we could have opened about 3 diplomatic missions in other countries with the money that we play in Dubai alone. Yeah? Instead of trying to source some sort of arrangement where you could get this thing said, no, just spend millions and set up the office in Dubai and all sorts of things. So we're asking here, is any arrangement being put in place for Grenadian passport holders, not necessarily born Grenadians, but Grenadian passport holders who are presently in harm's way in Dubai and surrounding countries? Is our government doing anything to get these people home? Because I realize mainstream media, the younger ones, they don't know to ask these kind of questions of those in authority. The younger ones, they're just getting into the thing, they're just finding their footing and so on. So I'm not blaming them. But some of those who've been in there for years right now, is either cat caught your tongue, or you all are supporting the government openly now. It has to be one or the other. That you all are afraid to attack the government, and it's not attack because you're asking a valid question on behalf of the Grenadian people. Yeah, there are now, according to the works of this government, there are now many Grenadian passport holders in Dubai. Yeah, and other countries within the United Arab Emirates. And Oman and Qatar and all these countries, there are now Grenadian passport holders in these countries. Have they asked for assistance from the government of Grenada to come back home? Is the government of Grenada offering any assistance? Well, not even to come back home, but to come to Grenada, because it's not necessarily home for some of them. What is the situation that exists with them? We've been hearing of the humanitarian crisis that exists in Cuba. What is the situation with our students there? We know that the Cuban people, they will do it out and take care of our children. That's one thing with the Cubans. like them or hate them, they will do it out to make sure our children have. But up to this evening, we heard the words of the United States President, and he blatantly said that there will be change in Cuba. Either it come one way or it come the other. And you know, he was talking about Iran a certain way, and he was talking about Venezuela a certain way, and we saw what happened. So he basically telling you where he's going next. And we have our children there. What is being done? What plans have been put in place to either A, evacuate, or at least have a safe place or proper communication, fail-safe communication with our students that are out there. What you don't want is Grenadian parents wringing their hands and anxious and so on because they hear something is happening. We hope nothing happens. We hope nothing happens. But if something does happen, should not Grenadians and the parents of these children and their brothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents, their friends, their teachers be reassured that all is being put in place to protect them? At this stage, I'm not sure, because we have a group of unsure people who like to give you all kind of stories and dodge. So we don't know what is the state with our children out there at this point in time. Folks, I am going to open the phone lines. I'm going to give you all the opportunity to call. I'm going to open the phone lines for you all right about now and give you the opportunity to call in. 1473-440-7377. I have reliably been informed that the phone lines will be here within the week. I heard that last week, but I hear it again this week. So I'm hoping this week is the right week, right?
Can someone?
They said within the week. They didn't say which week. So I'm hoping it's this week.
What in the drums that has captivated the soul? Is it a ritual that speaks to one and all? It gets you off your feet and dance to the beat.
Uncle Ba, good night.
There's some to open the ring. The whole of the crowd just start to sing. Ibole,
Take it easy, Uncle Ba.
Ibole, Ibole, woyo, Ibole, Ibole, woyo, Ibole.
So folks, remember there is 6:30 tomorrow. Yes, but we will be on with talking points. Because sometimes folks may say I come on tomorrow evening 6:30 with the activity out there at Paraclete Government, and they may say, well, okay, I'm not. No, as soon as that is done, we're coming on, because I'm pretty sure that activity won't go until after 9. It would most likely be finished before 9. So I will be on tomorrow night, right after that activity finishes. We're going to come on because we have some other things to speak about tomorrow night as well. So as soon as that activity is finished, we're going to be coming on tomorrow night. Yeah? And folks, I like to listen to the radio stations in the morning, and in particular the number one radio program in the morning time in Grenada. That is Plead Your Cause. Who vex by the face? Plead Your Cause. That is number one radio program on the mornings in Grenada. Everybody else is second, third, fourth, fifth. Number one is Shaggy. Who want to vex with vex? Yeah? But I was listening to Plead Your Cause this morning. It was interesting. The volume of people that were calling with concern about the level of corruption. Not accuse corruption. And we are accusing nobody of corruption. All you're corrupt. We're not accusing anybody of corruption right now. All you corrupt. And then to see the spin doctors coming out now, trying to spin it like if it's NNP, they do this and NNP, they do that. The new National Party did not put in place the board of directors of the National Lottery Authority that is in place right now. Let me repeat, for those at the back of the class. The new National Party, the NNP, the opposition party, soon to be government, did not put in place the board of directors of the National Lottery Authority. They were selected according to law by the ruling party. The cabinet. Not even say the ruling party. Let me don't confuse it. The cabinet of Grenada. They made the selection of who is going to be on the board of directors. That is the law. Yeah? So it's not the NNP that select the chairman that all you just had to ask to resign. From what we're hearing, you all get the man 24 hours or 48 hours to resign. For whatever reason, you all gave him 48 hours to resign. We're hearing that all funds were supposed to be provided for different aspects of the Carifta Games. That Guyana, right now, most likely the richest country in Carriacou is Guyana. The richest country right now in Carriacou is Guyana. Guyana refused to take the Carifta Games. Refused to take the Carifta Games. Guyana have oil, gas, gold, bauxite, timber, farming. Billions of dollars industry right now in Guyana. Fastest growing economy in the Western Hemisphere, Guyana. Refuse to take the Carifta Games and say they can't afford that right now. Grenada stepped up and said, well, we can't afford not to have a Carifta Games. And they got the Carifta Games, and we're having Carifta Games in Grenada here now. And from what we are hearing, when the Grenada National Lottery Authority is supposed to step up with how much millions of dollars so that they could pay for different aspects of the Carifta Games. We're hearing hotels and other things for the people who are coming in for the Carifta Games. National Lottery Authority do have the money? That is what we're hearing. Is that true? Is that why the chairman was asked to resign? Because you've been hearing a lot about that chairman over the past few months, and anybody that wants to hear the full story, I would say go on YouTube, look for Simon Says with Jenny Simon, and go back through the programs, and she has many programs over the past couple of years. And notice I said not past couple of weeks, not past couple of days, over the past couple of years. She has many programs where she spoke of what has been taking place in the Grenada National Lottery Authority and even the Gravel and Concrete Emulsion Corporation involving the same individual. Their own propaganda newspaper had articles about that particular chairperson and the incestuous relationship between him as chairman of the board and certain other staff members. Me ain't going on here with other people go. And certain other staff members. So when the public hear about this for the last so much years and all of a sudden now is when he's made to resign, some people may ask the question, why now? The month before Carifta Games, few weeks away, why now? Yeah? And if he has been asked to resign because wrong things have taken place, why up to this point in time have we not heard of a commission of inquiry or some sort of investigation into the operations of the National Lottery Authority? And further to that, why at this point in time is the individual with whom he had that special relationship within the National Lottery Authority, who it is believed facilitated the wrongdoing to which he is accused, still there? Why are they still holding a particular position in which they can destroy, obfuscate, and disappear certain information that may be needed in an investigation? Why are they still there? In my view, it is because there is no intention for any investigation. There is no intention for any firing. And in fact, as one of my good friends laid out the other day, it may simply be a situation of remove now to put back later. Remove them now, and you go to election, you go to whatever, and you say, well, we deal with this, we deal with that, and as soon as election, I put the same person right back to do the same thing again. Because they may have been facilitating certain activities of you, Mr. Prime Minister, and other senior members of your organization, inclusive of executive members and cabinet members. Certain activities of those individuals we hear about who for their grandchild get some money from Lotto to pay for hotel in the south of the island. They get money from National Lottery Authority. An executive member, a female executive member, I know the name, and I know the hotel, and I know the date. A senior executive member of the NDC, whose grandchild or something had some activity and they get National Lottery Authority to pay for the hotel and all kind of thing. We hearing of a lot of stories and a lot of people that may be willing to provide evidence. But then again, this is the same Prime Minister that say he ain't going down that direction and he ain't going after his own people, and too much times in the past they go after their own people, and so he basically handed these people the key to corruption and tell them open the door and empty the room. He did it. So when you hear people complaining about corruption and don't come with this thing about NNP do this and NNP do that. Because I could go back in time, If all they want me go back in time, I could go back in time. And I could go back in time to the year 2012 when there were serious allegations of sexual abuse taking place at the Grenada National Lottery Authority and the staff was outside protesting. I could go back there. That wasn't under NNP. That was under the NDC. The Minister of Sports at the time was Patrick Simmons. The worst Minister of Sports ever in the history of Grenada. But, well, he gained real competition from the present Minister of Sports for worst Minister of Sports ever. But it was Mr. Patrick Simmons. And there was an accusation, at least. They claimed to have done an investigation in 2012 and nothing was done. That document stay on the minister table until the NNP had to come in to deal with that document. The staff was going on strike every now and again. You see them outside with placard and all kind of thing. Because I was claiming that certain people were making unwanted advances and certain things was taking place within the organization. What did you, the NDC, do to deal with? Let us feel people forget things. If it's one man, don't forget. It's me, If others just forget, I don't forget. So if I want to go back in history and talk about the National Lottery Authority and things that took place in the National Lottery Authority, we could go back in time, And there's a lot that we could say about all your time, because I believe at the same point in time, if I remember correctly, the same individual would have been a board member. The same individual was asked to resign. Were they not a board member back in those days as well at the same National Lottery Authority? I had to double check. But I believe that they may have been a board member at that point in time. So don't come with this thing and try to blame NNP. You all hire him. He was over in gravel and concrete. And while he was over in gravel and concrete, on the board of directors there, accusations were made against him. It wasn't the NNP that came out making those accusations against him. It was your own propaganda piece, your own propaganda papers that came out with the stories about him and what he was accused of. That anything gravel and concrete, he was a board member of gravel and concrete, and therefore, in the United States, and my good friend out there in Florida, you know what I'm talking about, John, my good friend, insider trading, that you know something that other people ain't know and you utilize that information to gain a business advantage over others. And that is what he was accused of doing. That he was on the board of directors of the Gravel and Concrete, and that when Gravel and Concrete wanted furniture or they wanted any stationery, etc., he did not recuse himself and say, well, okay, I'm on the board of directors. I could look for that from the National Stadium Authority, or I could look for that from any other entity out there. But once it's gravel and concrete, because by virtue I'm on the board, I will not offer my business to supply gravel and concrete. That is the principal moralistic position to take. That is where you're supposed to take. You're supposed to recuse yourself. Once the meeting starts, you're supposed to recuse yourself from that. But he did not. And what we're hearing is that his business provided quite a bit of items, maybe even into the hundreds of thousands, to the Gravel and Concrete Emulsion Corporation. That wasn't an accusation last week, you know. That is an accusation about going on 3 years now. That accusation has been there against that same individual who has just been asked to resign. No investigation take place as far as I don't know if he's still on the board there, if he was removed from the board there or whatever. I never followed up on that one. So I don't know if he was removed from the board since, if he's still on the board. But we know even with the accusations against him at the National Lottery Authority, you still had him brought back again onto the board of the National Lottery Authority. The same board that he was accused of various wrongdoings. All kind of check signing, all kind of money passing for all kind of thing. As I say, maybe because certain people were benefiting from it is why they was okay with it and they didn't start any investigation. Maybe they were some of the beneficiaries of those activities, hence why they did not take part and say they're doing any investigation or anything like that. So maybe you have to look at all it too. If you refuse to investigate and you're afraid to investigate, you probably had a hand in it too. Maybe you was benefited. Maybe when you want money for a certain something in your area, you were the one coming and say, well, okay, we need a 10,000 or 20,000 and you was getting it. So that is why you never took any action in relation to it. We have a call online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Good night. Can I get on to the program?
Yes, you're live on the program, sir. Go right ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Scott.
Hey, good evening to you as well.
Yeah, Scott, it's nice talking to you. Listen, what I want to find out here is I want to know if we, the Grenadian public or the Grenadian citizens, is walking on our heads. So much crazy things taking place here, and it does not seem as though it's properly addressed. I live in an area not too far from the landfill in the Woodford area, and it's so crazy what's happening. The government or the Ministry of Health, whoever do it, the sanitation department, people and so on, they collect the garbage from all over Grenada, Carriacou, and Martinique, and come and dump it in that one spot here. Unfortunately, on this weekend, we had one of the largest fire one could experience in this community, and the fire that's being lit, it's tire, very toxic. Is to wear masks and close our doors and stay inside if it's bothering us. I want to know if the Prime Minister or any one of those ministers, the Minister of the Environment, where she living, she wearing masks and staying indoors. This is so sad. Now, there is something going on here where I in particular is looking forward to see that where they dump that mountain of garbage on top of the hill, this dry season, they're going to light that garbage, I suppose, and it's going to be real hazardous to us. I am asking the question, are these people expecting the people in the community of Woodford, Concord, Brisbane, and Boucherville to evacuate? And if that's the case, they better tell us early so we can prepare. Thank you, Mr. Scott. Please announce it for me.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so very much. And folks, I am hearing that sound myself. It is not coming from my main machine. I'm trying to trace exactly where that sound is coming. It's a weird sound. It's a flapping sound that keeps coming over, but I cannot tell where it is coming from. Let me do a little search for that. But before I do a search for that, you know what? As that caller brought up that particular issue, yeah, I wanna play something for you all, very short. Let me just play this for you all regarding that particular issue, because man, it's It's a terrible one for those of you who have to travel along that side of the island and have to pass the people of St. John, the people from that area itself, and the people in Brizan and Bujeju, who that smoke is coming across too. It's a hard one for you all. So let me just play this.
We are here at the Perseverance landfill. We to see for ourselves this another tragic situation in my constituency of St. John Northwest. If you look behind me, you can see a great fire burning. The issue now is the complaints that we've been getting from the community of Brizan, Bujeju, and the surrounding communities regarding the smoke. Seeing for ourselves, we can only imagine what the communities are going through. We are calling for the Grenada Solid Waste Authority to now come forward and speak to the people, communicate with the people. I think this is essential. The situation is bad as it is already, so the people need some form of reassurance, some sort of plan, some level of communication, constant communication to understand what is happening. Because no Grenadian that I know would want to be close to a situation like this. The smoke, inhalation, complication issues, it's terrible. I'm standing here for 5 minutes and it's already overbearing. And when you consider that just over the ridge, there's all the other communities, Brizan, Bujeju, Happy Hill, something has to be done. We need to know what the plans are. And we're calling on the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority to come to us, say something to the people, let them understand. They need that level of communication.
All right, folks, I hope that sound stays away. Yeah, that sound that was coming through, I hope it's off still. I hope it's not just as I was playing the video that it go and that it stays off. All right, folks, 1473-440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. That's 1473-440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto tonight's program. Yeah. So we realize now that this government trying to flip the National Lottery Authority thing onto the NNP. Listen, for those of you that may be unaware of the story, now this same individual, you had people that were fired by Laco, as we call him, former Senator Lacrette, fired. Said individual was rehired by the same Prime Minister, from what we're hearing, that now asked him to resign. That evidence was provided of wrongdoing. You had staff members saying, me want to go in jail, Minister, come and see what's going on here. Minister, I don't want to go in jail. Come and see what's going on here. You had all of these things took place. Yet still that individual held on to that position for nearly 2 years after. After all that accusation, after all this thing. Yeah? So I am wondering, what could possibly... Okay, somebody said, God, it's okay now? All right, good, thank you. Yeah. So we have to ask ourselves, what happened there? Why was the individual removed by one minister? One minister, even if you said the minister stepped out of bounds and they didn't come to cabinet or they didn't come to you first, the mere fact that they found it was important enough and damaging enough that they could dismiss the individual due to the information that they had in their hands, that the staff at the National Lottery Authority get frightened because they know FIU might become involved, Integrity Commission might have a say. So they became afraid and asked the minister to check on this thing. And you all apparently say, well, you ain't seen nothing much with that. And people was always say things about other people and all you ain't going after all your own people and so. Simply have an investigation. Have an investigation. Even if you sometimes even if you know there's nothing there to be found, still do the investigation to put people's minds at ease. Do the investigation. But this administration, no, is cover up everything. So Lotto, cover up. Gravel and concrete, cover up. Yeah? Failure in various ministries. You're supposed to go and deal with the fish ban issue up to now. We are about to enter April. You can't deal with the fish ban. Cover up. Who outside of the Minister of Finance have lost their visas so they can't access the US? That is cover up again. All we know is the minister lose his own. We don't know about the others because there are others, as per the words of the Prime Minister, who have also lost their visa access to the United States. And remember, in just a couple of weeks, there's going to be the spring meeting of the International Monetary Fund taking place where? In the US. And who can attend? Grenada's Minister of Finance. All other countries could send their Minister of Finance. Grenada can't send theirs. Because his visa has gone kaput. Minister, you get back your visa yet? You're the one that tell them take it, you know. So, you get it back yet? I don't know if you get it back, but anyhow. Yeah. Want to know if you get back the visa and thing, you know. Yeah, just tell us if you get back the visa. Because you want to know if you're heading, if we hear you're heading here and you're heading there, come back with nothing as usual. But we hear you're heading Chile, you're heading there, you're heading the other place, come back and think, oh, nice meeting, not a cent, right? Yeah, we understand. But the one we want to hear is if you're going to the IMF. Because folks, we may say the IMF also, what the IMF this, the IMF that. But understand something here. When they go to the IMF, the ratings you get, the information you get, will help your country if you need to access funding from other agencies. Be it the Afri-Exim Bank, be it the Chinese bank or wherever. Once you have to access funds from those entities, if you have a proper rating from the IMF, it is going to help you. And when you are at the meeting, there are bits and pieces of information that you can pick up in person and also in conversation with others at that meeting that can help you in your own country to access grant funding and other sources of funding for projects and for other things here in Grenada. But when you're not at the table, as the Prime Minister says, he's the one that said, you know, when you're not at the table to look people in the eye. Remember he said that when we talk about traveling, when you're not at the table to watch people in the eye and so on, that you're not in anything, you have to be there. Yeah, but he does be there in a lot of things, but he ain't come back with nothing. That's if he even in Grenada now. You know he does always be here one day, gone the next. So we don't even know if he here. So we have to find out if our minister can go to the IMF meeting next to the spring meeting. IMF minister, can you go to the spring meeting? We want to know, you want a visa, then I might be able to lend you one of mine. I do have, but I could go and get one and lend you. 1473-440-7377. And the caller a while ago that spoke of that situation in Perseverance. It's a very serious situation, huh? When the fire itself was raging, it was basically a chance people were taking to try and get from one end to the other, and so it's a bad situation. At least we should know what is the action plan to be able to deal with that situation, and not only to deal with it, but to avoid it happening again. Yeah, to avoid that happening again. And you see, don't jump up. Well, yes, you've been having fires on Perseverance and all them kind of thing. No, that is not the answer. The answer is it happening now. You in charge. What are you going to do to deal with that situation? What are you putting in place? Because it's basically a chemical fire. The people who are getting the fumes are basically getting chemical fumes. Not the methane gas from when gas build up from all the garbage and you hear poof and a fire take place there and it burning for weeks and so because there's methane gas coming up. This chemical fire, tires, all kind of thing, burning plastic and all sort of thing. What is your plan to deal with it? The answer is not, it used to happen before. The answer is, we are doing A, B, and C to deal with this situation now. Yeah? It's just like we see you all say you're dealing with the fish situation and you're dealing with all of that. Because remember, folks, we have to remember something here. Huh? I mentioned it last week. All well and good to say again those markets for the fish, but remember, Guyana is looking to diversify the economy. Not because they have oil and gas mean they're going to base the entire economy on oil and gas. They are using this as an opportunity to diversify their economy and get into agro-processing more heavily. So whereas right now, a lot of the food stuff, canned stuff that we get come out of Trinidad and Barbados and some from Jamaica, that sort of thing regionally, and a lot from South and Central America and North America, Guyana is seeking to replace a lot of them. So they are looking to become a agricultural processing country on a serious level. They do a bit now. They want to do it on a serious level. So if that means they have to take all the cocoa from Grenada and make Milo or Ovaltine or some other name thing and send it back to us, they're going to do it. If it means they have to take all the fish from us and sell it back to us as canned tuna, they're going to do it. But this government promised that they would get into processing of fish here in Grenada, yet still, up to this point in time, no move has been made towards that. They now start to talk about it. After nearly 4 years is when they're starting to have discussions towards that. Then I saw them talking the other day and talking about they went searching for new markets along with marketing board. I say, who? I had to play the tape about 3 times a year where they say, they went searching for new markets with marketing board. I want to know which marketing board they went with. As far as I know, it don't have no marketing board. It has some place with some fruits. It has one down in Grenada and I think it has one in Tongue that does have some fruits and things. But as far as I know, it don't have no marketing board. I don't know what entity it have because we were promised that that entity would be ready by the beginning of 2025. Then we heard June 2025. Before that, we heard it would be ready by 2024. We are now in 2026 and we still have no information on what is taking place with the replacement for the Marketing and National Importing Board. Because right now, it seems as though they don't know the toe from the toenail or the hair from a wig. They know nothing. They don't know the difference. So we still await the information regarding the Marketing and National Importing Board. Yeah? But again, these are the people in charge.
This is what we call our way.
So when they're talking corruption, listen, we could talk corruption, because you had people, if you go back and you check the Gazette and everything, that applied to become a candidate in a general election, and they had done, in some instances, they wasn't working anyway, unemployed. They win their seat, as an unemployed person, they win their seat and they get employed for the first job. And from what we are hearing, these people are now multi-millionaires. And if you calculate all the money that they make as a government minister between 2022 and now, and they ain't spend a single cent, they still cannot be multi-millionaires. But some of them are multi-millionaires, so where is the unexplained wealth coming from? All you feel the US and Trump and them watching all you? Steady and feel they watching all you. Where is the unexplained wealth coming from? You had people who say when they apply to become MPs and so on, they apply to become candidates, that they were running small business and so. Nobody hear about the small business. Nobody around them know what small business they was, but they say they were small business managers. Multi-millionaires right now. Multi-millionaires with multiple bank accounts. Right now. Bank account fat. Yeah? Like a pig at Christmas time. Fat. That's what the bank account is. And all of a sudden, if you check the amount of money that they have been paid between June of 2022 and now, for the various positions that they hold, it still cannot account for the amount of money that they hold in. So it must be coming from some other source. And the Integrity Commission needs to do its work. it needs to look into these different individuals and investigate and inquire. Yes, investigate. Never forget the late Michael DeGale, that one. Investigate. They must investigate what has gone on with these individuals. How all of a sudden they have been able to accumulate such wealth in such a short space of time, holding the positions they hold, where they are answerable to the Integrity Commission for anything that they are given as a gift. Anything, in fact. They are beholden to the Integrity Commission to tell them where that come out from. If you go out to Dubai, for instance, and when you walk back into your hotel room, I know what I'm saying, you find $1,000 wristband, $1,000 US, $1,000 US necklace and watch, and very expensive $1,000 gift, and you come back to Grenada with it, you're supposed to declare that to the Integrity Commission. All you know that? Well, all you know now. You're supposed to declare that to the Integrity Commission. Any gift above a certain figure, and I can't remember the figure right now, but any gift above a certain figure, you have to declare that to the Integrity Commission. But you see, some all you will never declare it to the Integrity Commission because they're afraid to become the property of the government of Grenada. Yeah? All you want to do that. All you're afraid right now, if a proper audit is done of the ministries that all you're running, or a proper audit is done of different departments within those ministries, or a proper audit is done of the statutory bodies under those ministries. Are you talking about, oh, we put together thing for audit and so lies? Or you could only fool all your own people who willing to eat the nonsense that all you're putting out and drink the Kool-Aid. And even all your own people know that all you're lying and talking nonsense. Because if that is so, and you're accusing NNP of all these things, how come all this time passed, going on 4 years, and you all haven't started an investigation? You all haven't started calling some people and question them and say, well, these things took place under your watch, under the National Lottery Authority, and we investigated? Nothing? But you want to accuse the NNP? No. NNP didn't hire that gentleman. NNP didn't keep him there after Minister fire him and bring him back. Don't blame the NNP. Handle your corruption yourself. Because if you don't handle it yourself, just know for a fact it go get handled for you. That's all I have to say on that. If you don't handle it yourself, it go get handled for you. Handle your thing. Yeah? 14734407377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Folks, I think the noise was coming through the call that I got. I think that's where that noise was coming through. Yeah. Also today, the price of oil went to the highest it's been, I think, since when 2022 or somewhere there. Yeah, for the last few years is the highest the price of oil has been. And you know what that means, huh? It means that you will be seeing that reflected in an increase in the price of electricity in the coming months, huh? So brace for it, because you will definitely see it. It's not a if, not maybe, not it could happen. You will be seeing it reflected in the cost of electricity over the next few months. It's going to go up. Yeah?
And others will follow.
Because the electricity cost is tied to the cost of fuel. That's the fuel cost. So it is tied, and you will definitely see an increase in the cost of electricity. Don't let them fool you and think, oh no, not like that ain't going to happen. No, it will increase. So prepare yourself.
You'll be amazed.
Those of you who are out there in the diaspora, be prepared to hear some of your relatives and them down here checking you and saying, hey, we need some help because Grenlec come and cut us off and so on. I've been speaking to some people that had to spend the weekend in the dark. Yeah? They had to spend, I couldn't help. Yeah, they had to spend the weekend in the dark. Grenlec pass and it swiped them. Yeah? Nice. Well, not so nice, yeah?
With you wherever you go. and learn to use it more.
Because some people can't pay the electricity bill as it is now. They cannot afford. They're basically making it from day to day. Anytime they get money there to try and put a little food into the house, they can't make it. And then you still have the come here and say, well, oh, we give a $10 rebate. $10 rebate compared to the 25% reduction you could have given the electricity bill. Come on, man. Who you fooling? Where people could have get $75 off and $100 off, instead of giving them that, you give them $10 and that to qualify to get the $10 by using a little bit of electricity. That to qualify to get the $10. Yeah? So basically like a place that have nobody staying in it. And it might just have on a light in the night that comes on in the night or so. So that's where you might have to qualify to get the $10. But if you're normal usage, you ain't qualifying for no $10. So it is there in name, but in practice, the vast majority of people not benefiting from that.
Wherever you go, and let your beauty show.
The geezer, good night to you, bro.
You wherever you go, and learn to use it more.
1473-440-7377.
Right.
So understand, as long as this conflict continues in the Persian Gulf, as long as there is a problem in the Straits of Hormuz, and the ships cannot move and so on, even though the US has said they are going to provide the insurance for those ships, as well as send their naval vessels to bring the ships through that area, many of the companies still are afraid to move their vessels. They don't want to pass through because they believe that it may have been mined, and also it is within rocket range of not just Iran, but other territories, Yemen and so on. They're within rocket range, so they are afraid to pass their vessels through there. What that does is that it reduces the flow of oil, which sends the cost up. If it have a little bit of something, the cost does go up. So it's going to have a less oil on the market, and it's driving, and the uncertainty is driving the cost of oil up. And if it continues being up there for an extended period of time, bet your bottom dollar, the cost of items that are purchased, both locally, regionally, and international, is going to increase. A lot of times you hear they try to sell it as though only the cost of items that we import are going to increase. No, the cost of items on a whole, locally produced, because the cost of electricity is going to go up. Regionally, the cost is going to go up in Trinidad, in Barbados, wherever they have manufacturing plants for juice and different things, it's going to go up. And the same goes for in the United States and Canada and those other countries as well. The cost of electricity going up, the cost will increase the cost of production, which is going to increase the cost to us, the final customer. It's going to increase the cost for us. No company is going to absorb the cost of production and say, well, we absorbing that to keep things flowing to our customers and bust their business. They wouldn't do it. They want to remain alive. They have their profit margin they want to maintain. They're going to pass it on to us, the consumers. Expect that is coming. You would think that the Grenadian government would come out and speak to the Grenadian people like that and say, listen, we're not trying to scare you, but we want you to be prepared, to prep. So this is the possibility over the next few months. You will see an increase in these areas. You will see an increase. Remember, they removed the cap on the fuel. Remember, they removed the cap. NNP had the cap, said, okay, when it gets to that, it can't go over that. This is the highest it will be able to go. They removed the cap. And then the idiots try to sell you it. Like, I'm trying to remember, the cap was $15, I think it was. I think it was $15 or $13 or something like that. But let's say it was 15. What the NNP said to you was this. We're capping it at that price. So I'm just using the hypothetical 15 because I can't remember the exact figure it was. We're capping it at that. And if the price, when we calculate, due to the cost of thing goes over that, we will keep it at 15. It wouldn't go further than 15. 15 is the most it will be. So you wouldn't get it at 16. You wouldn't get it at 15.25. It's going to be at 15. If the price, when we calculate it, is lower than 15, whatever the lower price is, you're going to get it. So if it's $6, you'll get it at $6. If it's $3, you'll get it at $3. But if it is 16 or 17 or 18 or 20, you'll get it at the 15. So you had a cap that no matter what it was, government would absorb. Once the price goes so high that it goes above that, government would absorb the excess. Yeah, that is what government was doing, the NNP government with the fuel. The NDC come in and say that is nonsense. They tried to tell you that what NNP was doing was cap it at, let's say, the 15, and if it go down to 6 or 7, you still had to pay 15. That's not true, and that was not even in practice. Because once it was at a lower price, you got it at whatever lower price it was, and you didn't get it at 15. If it was over 15, and I'm trying to remember if it ever even went over 15, but if it was over 15, the government would have absorbed whatever it is. They remove it and tell you that they go consider if it go over that 15 that they remove, they go consider putting it at a lower cost. So they leave you without any protection. They leave you in a situation where if it goes to 20, they may come and tell you, well, listen, we go take off 2 on it, pay 18. Whereas the NNP was saying, we're protecting you at 15. You could put your pot on fire, you'll never have to spend more than that. They are telling you you could spend 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever it is, that you could have to spend that for it. And someone is asking me about a particular boat that was going up to, to Carriacou. Oh yeah, that was a serious situation. You want to know who owns this boat that's stuck in Nettle Point, St. Mark, with a lot of concrete blocks, some thrown overboard. A tractor now removed together with other building materials. I don't know, me, Papa. I don't know about who own boat and all kind of thing. You want me go and check on boat registration? Poor me. Poor me, the Lady Iris, MV Lady Iris. Okay, let me make a note. MV Lady Iris. We go find out who own MV Lady Iris. Because some people saying the hearing is Mr. Pinky. I don't know. I don't know. Some people saying the here is Mr. Pinky. I don't know. Yeah? I don't know if he own it. Let us investigate and inquire and find out what is the situation. Yeah, with that particular one. I don't know who owned that boat. Nice? Yeah, I don't know who owned. Me want to put it on the driver.
This song is a tribute to our very own Mr. Kanye Kalis, the icon of quadrille.
And folks, remember, we still need your donations. Those of you that can donate, we need your donations. Whether 10, 15, 20, whatever it is that you can donate. The online platform is there.
How did this dance came across?
Realize like some people afraid the online platform. It's safe. You can use the online platform.
I would like
It's what people use to buy tickets and so on in Grenada, and so you could use the online platform.
quite unique to us. Others say it's the Europeans that taught us the dance. At the shout of command, a flick of the feet and your hands. You move to your partner gracefully. Embrace each other when you set them free. Keep making the move. You get your partner in the groove. This dance is an act.
And just letting you know, yes, we plan to do the Friday night program this week as well. We were able to go back a bit in time and tell you about the different projects that were done in youth over the years Friday last. So this Friday we'll be focusing on a different area. Nice? Never know. We might do housing, we might do sports, we might do infrastructure. You never know what you're doing.
One man stand out. He was Kanye Kalis. He must be recognized for keeping the culture alive. Now he is dead and gone. His memories must live on. At the shout of command, a flick of the feet and your hands. You move to your partner gracefully. Embrace each other when you set them free. Keep making the move. You get your partner in the groove. This dance is an act with many drills. That is Carriacou quadrille.
So once again, 1473. Hey, all you want to call tonight? Okay, night, early night tonight. Boy, I done sweating already. Where are they?
How did this dance came across to our shores? And who brought it here?
Right, so somebody done confirm for me it's not Pinky that own the boat, right? So all you dog out there say that it's not Pinky on the boat. Nice, good.
Others say it's the Europeans that taught us the tongue. At the shout of command, a flick of the feet and your hands. You move to your partner gracefully, embrace each other when you set them free. Keep making the move. You get your
People just say thing me, Papa, is a good thing me doesn't confirm. I know them thing there.
Carriacou quadrille.
You know, and as you mentioned Carriacou, I want to find out some of what is going on in Carriacou. Let me see if I could find somebody there. I want to find out some of what's going on in Carriacou and what has been taking place thus far and what is taking place now. Let me see if I can find. Hello, Pastor.
The voice of one crying out in the wilderness, Sheldon Scott.
How you doing, sir? I'm fine. How are you doing?
Yeah, by God's grace, I am doing good. I'm a little bit tired this couple of days. I had some work doing there, but I'm good. And how you doing, sir?
I am good. It's a good thing to be tired, you know. It's not bad.
Yes,
it's not a bad thing. It shows that you're working hard.
Exactly, and so like Mr. Blessing, you know, it's really a blessing, you know. Yes, I am, and I'm really happy to hear that, Sheldon, that I'm wanting with you. Don't forget Uncle Ba and Ira and all of them. That is very nice, you know. You're keeping, you're keeping in connection with the family in Carriacou, you know.
But you know that Auntie Sylvie passed away yesterday evening.
Yes. I heard so. Yeah, I heard
but
so.
You Carriacou people, come to think I shouldn't even ask that.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have even a sad case, you know, in the village of Bogles. We have a gentleman that drunk, that is Fred Eno. You know, I think that he found the body today, you know, on the beach, you know. Yeah, you know, and police is still really carrying out the investigation, you know, and my condolences also go out to Mr. Scripper Gay, that is over the businessman over at Scripper. Yes, Scripper, my boss was my very, very, very good friend. So Scripper, Mr. Scripper is the one that earned the boat, Lady Iris.
Scripper is the one that owned it. Okay, nice. I know Scripper.
Yes, because his wife name is Iris. Cousin Iris, a pleasant good night to you. And then he has a son called Richie. Richie, you know. Yeah, so it was really unfortunate that that boat get stuck down there, but by God's grace, the information to suggest that they get it out, you know.
Oh, they got it
and
out.
That
Good.
boat,
I know people waiting on that
there's information.
there.
Yes, and it really have good supplies for Carriacou and Pitimatnik, you know. Mm-hmm. And this boat plight the trade over in Trinidad via Grenada, Carriacou, Pitimatnik. So by God's grace, there is information to suggest that they really have it out, you know. And nothing really bad had really happened. They did not really lost it, yeah. Good. So I think that Mr. Gay will be buried on Thursday. I guess he'll be buried on Thursday, God's willing, and my condolences goes out to the whole entire family and friends, you know. Sheldon, I'm very much concerned as it relates to the situation with Lato. And I'm trying to ask myself the question, after Mr. Jonathan Lacret had give all the information to the Prime Minister. And I believe Mr. Jonathan Lacret was very honest. What he saw, he didn't really want to compromise, so he took action. Mm-hmm. And I think that what the Prime Minister should do after Mr. Jonathan Lacret took action, you, the Prime Minister, should have investigated the situation. But what you do based on the letter that was wrote to Mr. William Batiste, you asked the gentleman to resend it. You understand what I'm saying? In other words, you did not really take action. You understand? And I believe Mr. Jonathan Lacret was honest enough based on what he saw. He knew that was corruption. And he feel that the ideal thing was to do was to report the matter to you as the Prime Minister. But it appears to me the Prime Minister don't want anybody around him that is honest. So what you did, you fired the minister, the senator, who mean well, by exposing what he saw. And then you did not do your investigation. And you let this thing run for a period of time. So I am wondering that that if you benefit from that, because why you let it run so long when you could have do your investigation, sir? You understand what I'm saying? And now you is claiming that you ask him to resign in 48 hours. But what I'm saying to Sheldon Scott is that if you're asking him to resign in 48 hours, how many hours that you is giving Mr. Andy Williams to resign and others that you know is in the same situation? Is it fair? You understand what I'm saying? And I don't only looking at the resigning of Mr. William Battis, but launch a thorough investigation. You understand? And you claim, okay, that you ask him to resign, he resign. But what's about the board? Is the board know something also? You understand? And the high level of corruption that is taking place in this country. This is the worst in the history of Grenada, Carriacou, and Matnick.
So let me tell you this, Pastor. Now, you just made a statement there, and I want to tell you how correct your statement is. You mentioned the board. Now,
yes, sir.
One of the things is when you're on one of these board of directors of the statutory bodies, you get a copy of the accounts. So you see every single cent that is spent, where it was spent. You get the accounts. If you meet monthly, you get the stuff monthly. Or if you meet every 2 months, every 3 months, whenever it is you meet, you get the accounts. They give you a sheet and they show you, we paid this person $100, we paid this person $50. This person, we give this person money out of the float to go and to go in town to get something. We gave them a $5. Even that, all of that, if it is being done properly, as I know from the different boards that I have spent time on before, if it is done properly, like how it was done with those boards, man, if 50 cents given to somebody to buy a lollipop, you know him. So the board cannot say that it don't know.
Exactly.
They can't say they don't know. They are seeing, and they're not seeing it like how audit department would come and they would do an audit, because audit department isn't auditing every week, every month, or every year. Audit department might come and do an audit at the end of the year. They'll do it.
Yes,
it's every year. So it is every year.
Yes,
they will do it at the end of the year. They might do an audit or so that you put in afterwards, or you get Panel Care Foster, one of them, to do your individual audit for whatever it is. You see them there when they're doing the lotto draws, because they have to keep a track on where the money going and so on. So the board of directors cannot say they don't know. They know. They have a report nearly on a monthly basis of how money is being spent. You tell me all of them sit down there, nobody ask a question, nobody challenge it, nobody resign and say, well, I want to be part of that. If one go in, all other go too.
Each and every one of the members of the board have to go, and each and every one of them have to be investigated. I cannot understand in my wildest dream that you could have a boyfriend and a girlfriend on board signing check. I mean, what Grenada become too? You understand what I'm saying? And Sheldon, let me tell you something, man. The citizens of Grenada, Carriacou, Matnick, I mean, people are speaking, even supporters of this very said administration, saying, what in the name of God is going on? I mean, you have people that come under this government who couldn't pay the light bill, who couldn't pay the water bill, and today they're boasting of the amount of thousands of dollars that they have. Where that money coming from? And we have a prime minister that is saying, oh, you know, he don't want to do as the past Tillman Thomas administration. He doesn't want to go and fire his own people. You don't want to fire your friends and all the kind of mumbo jumbo. But let me tell you something, man. Fingers, Mr. Prime Minister, is pointing at you because you're compromised. You have an apology for Mr. Jonathan Lackred. You bring pains to the man. You bring pains to his wife.
And you see, the thing is, he did that to Mr. Lackred for doing the right thing.
Exactly.
For doing the right thing,
but what I'm saying again, Mr. Lackred shows the Prime Minister that I am a pastor, I'm a Christian, and I want to be honest with you. But you is saying that you does not have no confidence in a man. So if the pastor could see what happened and take action against Mr. William Battis, And you know that is the very said pastor that pray and bellow like a cattle. You understand? Like he roll like a lion. You understand what I'm saying? You get into office, and that very said pastor come and tell you the truth, and you fire him. In other words, what you are telling Mr. Jonathan Lacret, I don't want no honest people around me. What you see, you shouldn't talk. Is a bunch of thieves I want to see around me. So you saying that you ask him to resign in 48 hours, but Mr. Prime Minister, as far as I see, you are the commander-in-chief. You are the commander-in-chief of the country. But if you could compromise that, it means that you is also the corrupt-in-chief. You can do this thing, man. Listen, you bring Mr. Lacret to a lot of pain, man. You bring his family into pain. You cause Mr. Lacret embarrassment, man. You took him to your office with your MP and your friends, and you embarrassed the man in the ministerial complex, man.
Yes,
you
Pastor,
make police squad him.
And that's the part, how he did it. You make the man come. I mean, you could have called him in privately and spoke to him anytime. The day before, early the morning, you could have called him and talk to him and say, come and see me, and sit down and speak with him. But you bring him in front of everybody and do that to him. And then have two police walking behind the man like if he's some criminal.
Embarrass the man when the man tears in the eyes, and the poor fella tell you the truth, man. And the hurtful thing about it, you have the rest of MPs and senators sit down inside there and watch you, Mr. Prime Minister, fire the man for speaking the truth. And all of them watch that man, police escort the man to go outside, and none of them couldn't say nothing. None of them couldn't say nothing, man. You owe an apology to the guy. You, Mr. Prime Minister. You and come on. I mean, for once of better word, and I'll use the same set of people that want to say, all you want to run Grenada for another 5 years. So read part of the wall that happening. Read part of the wall. You all cause so much of pain and misery upon Grenada, and all you want to come 5 years under NDC again, where this thing will ever happen. You understand? At the same time, Sheldon, we'll be up at Parkland Government School tomorrow, you know.
But Pastor, you can't go yet. I'm done with you.
Oh, well, I finish. Yeah, man, you know, and then tomorrow.
Because here's why. You're going to get number 15 to take care of number 10. I understand that. But while you've mentioned all of this, remember,
yes, sir,
your MP took over that portfolio knowing full well what took place before then.
Yes,
knowing full well, because she would have been part of cabinet by that point in time, or became part of cabinet after it was public knowledge out there why this thing take place. And
yes,
she
sir,
ended up as the minister, and still is the minister as far as I know, in charge of
yes,
the National Lottery Authority, and has done nothing to deal with the corruption taking place under her watch.
Yeah, but
nothing.
I believe what she should have done, seeing that Mr. Lacret, a pastor, a man of God, and I believe that after she get in there, and she professed to be a Christian, you know what she should have done? She should have launched a massive investigation. That is what she should have done. Because she heard what was happening there. And she's going to face that, and that fall under her portfolio. So what she should have done, by launching that investigation, it means that she protected herself, because she's the minister under that ministry. But that did not happen. So like you give it your blessing. It's real sad, you know. It's real sad,
no,
you know.
We need to also remember that early up in this administration, they passed anti-whistleblower legislation and what they did with the public service, because sometimes, Pastor, we move on to things and then we forget things that happened before. Remember, this is the same group of people that went ministry by ministry and asked the staff to sign non-disclosure documents. In other words, if you see corruption, you see a minister, somebody walk in and pay off a minister a suitcase of money, you can't say nothing because they make you sign a non-disclosure. And they went to all of the ministries and asked them to sign that. Then they went to all...
Even the Ministry of Youth, you know.
Yes.
Even the Ministry of Youth, they give me mine too. Even the Ministry of Youth. You know.
So you can see an online. They went to the statutory bodies and they started with the statutory bodies too, but they meet some resistance there. So they were trying to shut up everybody to do the corrupt. So they set up the foundation to do the corruption. Everybody had to hush. If you talk we could take you to court, we could fire you. So you had to hush
And
your
it was
mouth.
sad. And it was real sad, I mean, Grenada right now, as I close, Grenada president right now, Sheldon Scott, is really going through its darkest hour. It's so sad to see our beautiful island and the direction that that country is really heading. Let us continue, to pray. May God continue to bless you, and my condolences go to the family, you understand, inside of Bogles there. You understand? May God continue to strengthen them and keep them in the time of bereavement. May God bless you, Sheldon Scott. One
All
love.
right. Thank you very much, Pastor. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. And as Pastor said, tomorrow night up there in Paraclete, well, tomorrow evening, there is no night time yet. Tomorrow evening out there at Paraclete Government School, that's going to be from 6:30 p.m. Let me remind all you before I go and run out of time, and next thing, I don't remind people of what I'm supposed to remind them of and I get in trouble. Let me remind all you. Yeah? So, wrong folder. Nice. So that is taking place tomorrow, right? If it's only one that I could do at doing it, right? Yes. So at the Paraclete Government School tomorrow. Hey, why this thing doing this tonight? Why you operating so? Every time I go to show something, they cutting off on me. Nice, right? Yes. So the official candidate launch that is taking place tomorrow, St. Andrew Northwest. And that's going to be at the Paraclete Government School from 6:30 p.m. And head on out there. And hey, let me congratulate all of you that went out to the Women's Arm activity yesterday. From all that I saw, it was a wonderful activity. Yeah, I know that many of you went out there and you had a great time. You enjoyed yourself. So I want to congratulate each and every one of you. And I also... Hey, Sister Kate. Yeah, but did you forget Sister Kate? You see this thing? This is a fake profile, eh? This is not the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. If you see this profile, send in your friend request, and you see that picture of these two beautiful ladies there, that is not the profile of Sister Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. That is not she profile. Yeah? And I want to warn all of you, because you see this, that is dangerous. 3,900 people get fooled already because all you're following it. Go and unfollow and report that page now. That is not Sister Kate. And you see how popular she is? That is not even she page, but it already had 3,900 followers. So please go and unfriend that page. It is not her page, and it is sending out release asking people to friend request and all kind of thing. It is sending out all kind of thing. Is not Sister Kate. I don't know who behind it. We don't know if it's people here behind it to go and say, well, it is speaking to Kate and Kate say this and Kate say that. 3,900 all you get fooled already. All you following it. 51 of all you as friends. Go and remove it. It is not her. Yeah, go and take it out. And anybody that see it, anybody that can see it and you know how to report a page, report it. Especially those of us who have her as a friend, go and report the page. They use these pages and then they scam people their money. Yeah, they scam people their money. So they come as her and they come and they go to different people who they believe might be able to send money to them and so, and they get them to do that and they scam people their money. Folks, don't be fooled. Get rid of that page. So if you see this, let me put it up again. If you see that page, it is not the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. Get rid of that page. It's not her. All right? Nice. If you're following it, go and unfollow it. If you are friends with it, go and unfriend it. If it sends you a friend request, do not accept the friend request. Simply go and report the page as a fake page. Right? Please, make sure you all do that. Because these pages, you know, some of these things and them, don't think they're happening just so they're setting up some of these things to try and mess up different people. So let me just give you all an idea of some of the activities that are coming up. Remember, tomorrow night, there is the activity at the Paraclete Government School. Tomorrow as well, from 4:30 p.m. There is a fisheries and blue economy consultation taking place at the Guelph Fish Market. That's an activity taking place there in Guelph tomorrow. So that's fisheries and the blue economy consultation, 4:30 p.m. So fishermen and those of you involved in the fishing industry, go and share your ideas. So that's taking place tomorrow, the 10th, starting at 4:30 p.m. So they have that taking place at 4:30 p.m. over in St. John, and then they have the candidate launch taking place over in Paraclete for 6:30. All right. On Wednesday, there's the NNP Connect at 6:30 p.m. That is taking place at the Boca Secondary School. So you know on Wednesday night we won't have program because that one usually goes until after 9. So we won't be having program on Wednesday night. That is the NNP Connect. On Friday, it's not on this list, but I'll get the reviewed list in a while. On Friday, remember, there are the two activities. There is and let me bring that up. Let me just go here and bring that up for you. There are the two activities. The one taking place in St. David, and that is the farmers activity. That's taking place in St. David. All right, at Oasis Pet and Garden. That's in Wester Hall, St. David, starting from 10 a.m. on Friday. And they're going to be discussing different aspects of farming and so with you. And then in Carriacou, let me see if I have it here. Right, in Carriacou, Senator the Honorable Norland Cox, he will be having that activity on Friday at Tropics. That's from midday until 7 p.m. And then on Saturday at Petit Martinique, they're heading to Petit Martinique on Saturday. And that will be between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. All right. So those activities taking place. I think I saw something coming from Flavor King. Where do the Flavor King thing? Anyway, I go remind all you of that one tomorrow night. I won't give you all the one with Flavor King. There's also another ceremony that will be taking place on Saturday. And that is at the St. Mark Secondary School from 6 p.m. There's a handover ceremony taking place there. I'm not too clear on that. I'll get some more information for you all. But handover ceremony taking place at the St. Mark Secondary School, 6 p.m. on Saturday. All right. So quite a packed week of activities. So I hope to see you all at some. Yeah. When I say see you all, it's not that I will be there. You know. Yeah. That is hardly. Yeah. These days I doesn't get a chance. You know. Yeah. So but when I say see you all there, you know we're gonna be broadcasting most of these things. So we'll get the opportunity, you'll get the opportunity to be seen. All right? Nice. So, folks, that's the activities for this week. And that's the program for tonight. You know, yeah, that's the program for tonight. Yeah, that's all the time we have, folks. And whatever you say, whatever you do, do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to you. We want to be speaking with you. We don't want to be speaking about you because we love each and every one of you. All right? My name is Sheldon Scott. That's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night, God's willing, with more talking points where you don't forget, 6:30 tomorrow, we're heading to Paraclete Government School. You're going and hear who will be the 15th candidate of the new National Party to hold on to the seat on behalf of the new National Party. Yeah? So you're going to hear who is going to be the 15th candidate of the new National Party up there in St. Andrew Northwest. All right. So, folks, in whatever you say, whatever you do, do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to you, want to be speaking with you, and definitely not about you. That's all the time we have for tonight. Love you all.
To a fun-filled Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey's Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, starting time 12 noon. Kids will love the exciting egg hunt, games, musical chairs, face painting, and sweet treats. Plus, a chance to find golden eggs with cash prizes inside. The egg hunt is just $10, so bring the entire family out for an afternoon of kids fun, laughter, and Easter excitement. For more information, call 473-406-1322 or 473-449-0369. It's the Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey's Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, 12 noon. Be there.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visual, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
P&G Enterprise invites you to a fun-filled Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey's Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, starting time 12 noon. Kids will love the exciting egg hunt, games, musical chairs, face painting, and sweet treats. Plus, a chance to find golden eggs with cash prizes inside. The egg hunt is just $10, so bring the entire family out for an afternoon of kids fun, laughter, and Easter excitement. For more information, call 473-406-1322 or 473-449-0369. It's the Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, 12 noon. Be there.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further.